Hi, Tim again from North Toronto with another groundskeeping video. So we're up to step number 5. This is putting the bases down. At some of the fields we'll have these drop bases where basically you have a base that has a metal shaft in the bottom, and there will have already been dug a hole with a shaft sunk in there, and you just need to put the base into that shaft. So that's the best case scenario. So let's say that you come and it is a drop base and you need to pull this plug up. You can just take your hammer and very easily pull it up like this. It should come up fairly easy. There you go. And if there happens to be any material that gets in there, any stones or gravel, you can just dig it out with this tool. There should be one of these tools in each one of the sheds. So once that's done, then it's a simple matter of taking your base, putting it down in the right spot, and down it goes. And as you can see, the outside of the line lines up with the outside of the base, which is the official playing surface for fair territory. So that's the drop base. Now, what happens if you come to the field and you aren't sure where the base is supposed to go because there's no drop base, and maybe you need to put in a strap base with a peg? That means you need a base that has a strap and with a peg attached to it. And we're just gonna bang this peg in, and then your base will be in the right spot. Now, where is the right spot? Let's make sure that we look on the fence for our marker. 65 feet for 8U, 9U, 10U, and 11U. 75 feet for 12U and 13U, and 90 feet for over that. So you can look for these markings on the fence. Another helpful tool you can use is on some of the strings we've got markers. This is a 65-foot marker, so you can look on the strings, and that will help you determine where to put the base. Now, we're on the third baseline here, so we're going to put the peg down, but it's very important that you put the peg down on the inside of the base. Now, why would we do that? Well, it's because there are a lot of plays at third where players are sliding into third, and we don't want the base sliding away from them. We want them to slide in to the near side where the peg will keep the base in place, and then you get a proper baseball play. Ideally, you'll have 2 pegs, one on either side, but if you only have 1 peg per base, then put it on the inside of the base, just like this. I line the outside of the base up so that it'll be on the outside of that line. We put that peg down nice and low so that it won't catch anybody's foot, and there you go. Base is right where it should be. And that's it for third base. Now let's go and do second. Let's put in first base, and again, if there's a drop base, your job is easy and maybe it's already in there, but if you need to put down a strap base, let's put down a strap base at first. When putting down the strap base, again, remember, where do you think the slide is going to come from? At first, nobody really slides into first, but they do sometimes slide back to first. So you want that peg to be on the second base side, so if there's a slide back into first, the base won't move away from them, which could possibly get them out in a non-baseball play, which we really want to avoid. So we've lined up our base with the marking on the fence. Maybe we've seen the string, which has a little tape marker on it, so you know where the base goes. We're gonna line it up so that the outside of the base is with the outside of that line, and we're just gonna hammer this down. Nice and low, so that peg doesn't get caught on anybody's cleats. And there we go, and there's your first base. Okay, so here we are at second. And again, if you have a drop base, fine, you just drop the base down, or hopefully it's already in place for you. If you need to strap in a base, again, we want the peg to be on the inside of the bag, and essentially what that means in this case is on the first base side, because if somebody's running from first, sliding into second, we don't want that base moving out of the way so that they end up being out in a non-baseball play. So we're gonna line this up with first base. Now remember, we've put in first and third by this point. 65 feet for the younger ones, 75 feet for 12U and 13U, and 90 feet above. Once you've got them in place, you can measure that distance to second and make sure that you're lined up with the rubber and the plate, and your second base will be in the right spot. So now that we've got it lined up properly, I've got my peg on the first base side, and we'll get that down nice and low so that it doesn't catch on anybody's cleats. And there you go, now you've got second base. So let's go do first.